Hi, my name is Sanders. Over the next series of videos, I'm going to be going over building and basic edits in the advanced card builder. The ultimate goal, of course, is for you to get a shuffle card built and to start using it. So without dragging around too much, let's go ahead and get started with this, okay? We'll go ahead and share my screen. We'll go into our shuffle back office. Down in the lower right-hand corner, you will find a plus icon, create a new card. Single click or select it. It's going to bring us up into our beginning process. As I said, we're going to be using the advanced card builder, so I'll select it. Next up will be our template. All the templates contain basically the same blocks, just a little bit different arrangement. They're moved around some. On some of them, your profile photo can be a large round, a small round, small square. You'll notice on some of them that your contact information or your social media buttons are along the side. I like to use template 18. Feel free to look around all the templates, find the one that you like, and use it. Everything's going to be just about the same. I'm going to go ahead and select template number 18. I'm going to rename the card title, something nice and easy for me to remember so that I can go back. I can always edit this later. We'll call it video. My first name, my last name, my email, my phone, my company name, and my job title are all filled in from my profile. I can go ahead and edit and make any changes I wish right there, and it'll put that right onto the card for me. I'll select create. It's going to go ahead and make my card. By default, we go into the widescreen mode. The widescreen mode is perfectly fine. You can use it. Everything works the same. You can select a size. Custom size that you want to work with. I personally tend to work with just the small size because that gives me a view of what it's going to look like on my phone. And as we all know, these shuffle cards were designed for smartphones. So I usually just go ahead and switch to this mode. Normally when I do a card, I start at the top and I work my way down. Whichever template I use, that's the way I go. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to hover over the logo, single click or select it, and it brings up my editing side of the house. Real quick overview, and there are a lot of the edits screens are basically the same, so I'm just going to quickly go over this one. You can change, you can crop it, you can put a link to your logo. That link can be several different types, a URL, an address, phone, email, Skype, WhatsApp, links to your social networks, or you can link to a PDF file. Simply upload it, and then you're good to go. You can change the size of your logo. I usually stick with whatever is recommended or whatever comes up by default. Just makes things easier for me. I don't have to mess with a lot of things. My margin around the card, the border radius, we can have it rounded off. We can clone our logo. We can have two logos, place one somewhere else on the card, or we can hide it. If we choose to hide it, it's going to ask us, are you sure? You say yes. Notice that now it's grayed out. When you go to a preview, you won't even see that on there. You'll see everything else that you haven't hidden from view, from public view. So I'm going to go back into my edit. I'll select logo once again. I'd like to change that logo, so I'm going to select change. It brings me into our image area. My images refers to the images that I have loaded up into the advanced card builder. At the present time, I have none in there, obviously. Or I can go to my standard editor images. It will load up the images that I have in my standard editor, the ones that I'm using for my standard cards. I can go to shuffle images. It brings up a nice little selection of shuffle preloads. Go to the photo library. Photo library is a stock service. It is free. These cards are royalty free. We can use them as many times as we like. Because I'm looking for my logo, I'm going to have to upload it. Simple process. I'll come over here. I'll select the upload. It brings up my files. I find my logo, select it, open it, and very quickly my logo is uploaded. We're ready to use it. Single click on it, and it inserts my logo. Guess I really should unhide that. So let's go down here. We'll click on show. Do I want to show it? Yes, I do. Now it's back up to where we can see it very nicely. I want to crop it. I can do a free crop, or I can manually move it and get it centered or do whatever I wish with it. I can fill, and that's going to cover take the entire thing. I'll crop it, and now we're in there. Our next area is going to be our carousel. Carousels can have multiple pictures in them, and you can have them where they operate in a couple of different ways. They're kind of hard to see, but you can see the little lightened circle areas. If you click on those, it takes you to the next picture or the next image. You can come down over on this side, you can find an auto scroll. Select it. It's going to say scroll time. What's the delay between images? I personally like 5. Find the number you like, whatever speed, however fast, however slow. That works out for you, what works for you. Obviously, I don't want to keep these images, so I'm going to put my own images in. I'll go back to change. I'll go to my upload area, which takes me into my file directory on my computer. And I'm just going to select some random photos and upload them. Now, I could upload them one at a time, or I could just upload however many I wish, or all the ones that I know that I'm going to be using for this particular card. For my purposes tonight, I'm just going to upload 3. We'll put those in real quick. Do a couple of minor editing process on it, and we'll continue with the process of building a card. And I'm just going to take the top 3 photos that I've got there. I will be changing these. I will be editing and probably putting screenshots from this video. I'll select the first image that I want to use. If I wish to set a link, I select set link. And again, it tells me what link do I want it to go to? What type of link is it? Or I can link it to a PDF file. And of course, by default, it's going to say open in new tab. I recommend leaving that. That way your card stays on the screen. It may be minimized, but your card still is present. They don't have to reload your card. I'm not going to use links for this particular series. So I'm going to go down to my next image, select whichever one I wish. And again, I can do the same thing. I can even crop these. Do I want to change the size of it? Do I want to make it a rectangle, free, a square? Whatever I wish. Change it around some. I'm just going to leave it as is. Minor glitch there on my computer. Sometimes it's slow and I'm impatient. I'll come down here to add a product or an image. Select change. It brings up my library again. Select my third card or third image that I want to put on there. It puts it on there. Not going to do crop again. Learn my lesson on that one. I can continue adding as many images as I really want to. Personally, 3 to 5 images is more than enough without being too cluttered and too busy. Again, your card, you get to choose. If I wish to, I can clone this carousel. I can make a duplicate copy of it. Then I'll have 2 of them. I can move it around. I may do that later in my editing process. And of course, I can hide or show this. Anytime I do changes on a card, I usually like to take a quick look at it to make sure it still looks the way I want it to look. The only things that we've changed so far has been our logo and our carousel. So I'm good to go there. Good thing to remember, we don't auto save. So if you want to keep your work, remember to, anytime you make any big changes or make any changes, select save, save your work. You'll get a little notice, successfully saved. I cannot tell you how many cards I've built and then my computer glitch up, sort of like it did a couple of minutes ago, and boom, I go to look for my card, the card doesn't exist. I have to start all over again. Save often. Save yourself a lot of work and a lot of frustration. As I said, I'm going to try to keep these videos at about the 15-minute mark. When we come back, we'll go directly into setting button links, videos, and our blurb. So remember, if you have any questions, if you need me to go over anything, be more than happy to. Always available for answers, for questions. If you got a better way of doing it and you can show me a way that will improve the style that I use, please share it with me. I am not an expert. I am not a guru. Merely a user who's trying to find the best way, the way that works the easiest for me. So let's take a break. We'll get ready for video 2, and I will see you soon.